Market's been absolutely smashed in the last couple of days, and we've seen a big downtrend. I think the top 10 companies were down anywhere between 5, 10, 15%, some of them. Nvidia was down about 7%. I think Tesla was down about 8%. Crypto's gone down to 87,000 for Bitcoin, all across the board. Ethereum, Solana, and all the altcoins are obviously all down as well. And you think, why has it gone down when Nvidia, which is technically propping up the whole S&P 500, has just beat earnings? Why are we on a downtrend? I did a video a couple of days ago and I said typically after a good earnings you always see a bit of a retraction across the whole of the stock market, and that's exactly what's happened. It can only be people taking profits. The euphoria builds because we're expecting, and then they hit the goals, and then you see everybody cashing in. I think we're going to see a retraction probably into Monday and into next week. November is normally a bad day for crypto. Stock market, I think, is normally quiet before Christmas, and then the new year gets going again. So probably going to see a lot more profit taken, a little bit more of a reduction. Like Coca-Cola will be pumping up a little bit of a blue chip stock, a bit of a hedge against the more riskier assets. Are we going to see Nvidia bounce back in the Mag 7? Apparently, I read this the other day that Nvidia chips need to be not reinvested, but you need to buy the chips every 3 years. Whether that's how fast the technology, the hardware moves on, or whether the burn out or whatever, I don't know. So you think all of the top 7 companies of the tech giants, basically, they've invested in Nvidia chips. They have to invest again every 3 years in replacing the Nvidia chips, and you think that investment needs to be turning around quite a lot of revenue in a short space of time. Are we going to see it? Or are we going to see more advances in the AI technology and needing less computing power or less energy? I suppose that's the way it generally goes. As technology moves on, things get smaller and more accurate and more efficient, and that's the way it goes. So maybe it's going to move towards needing less computing power, needing less energy, and then less reinvesting in the hardware. But obviously that is quite an unsustainable thing moving forward, especially if the revenue is not being generated from the investment that the companies are putting out. But at the moment, we're a sea of red. I think Monday is normally a generally pretty bad day off, a bad day on a Friday, so it's going to go into next week before we see probably a bit of green coming.